Good morning, everyone. So I think, today we do have a presentation to showcase some work that we've been working on jointly together between American Airlines and British Airways to demonstrate, I think, the interlining or the retail supplier SIA standard. Maybe some quick intros first.
Good morning, everybody. I am Oliver Ahad, and I'm the head of Offer and Order Solutions at BA, looking after our Offer and Order Transformation program.
Cool. And I'm Mark Wong with American Airlines. Recently took over the distribution role and get to pick up all this cool work that everyone else has been doing. Okay, we might go through a quick recap today, just very quick recap on some of the value drivers for offer order. I'm going to assume that everyone in this room probably has seen all of this before and probably won't need to go into details, but obviously we're all on a journey now to move the offer order, I guess, from concept to reality. So some of the value drivers of why we're doing this, we talk about single source of truth through the offer management, being able to better segment customers. I think we won't go through all of this. We'll talk about offer integrity with having a single shopping complex and being able to make the offer less complex because we can remove things like fair rules and other restrictions that we've had to build in over time. That's some value drivers from an order management perspective. Being able to become a more customer-focused airline by meeting today's digital expectations, being able to fully leverage an order platform, utilizing customer data, and then simplifying processes. I think everyone sort of has talked a little bit about understanding the ability to eliminate multiple forms of payments and documents that we've once again created over a period of time. Okay, with that, I'm going to hand over to Ollie to talk a little bit more around the work that we've done to bring this POC to life.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, so I guess shifting the conversation a little bit more onto Sarasea specifically, we're going to start in a logical place, which is why, right? So what are the benefits? There are many benefits of Sarasea, as many of you know, but just a 30-second recap. The big one for me is you're moving from a world of everything being pre-filed and predetermined up front to a world of real-time interactions, which gives the retailer and supplier a lot more control over the product, over the price, over the settlement values, and the offer itself. The other thing that's worth noting is that we have two very distinct and quite independent commercial relationships in a cross-metal itinerary of the future. So the first one is between the customer and the retailer. So those two entities are exchanging the customer price. They are orchestrating payment, whereas the relationship between the retailer and supplier is quite separate and independent, and they're exchanging settlement values and currencies, and they're orchestrating the settlement between the two carriers. And as we all know, these processes are pretty independent of the airline ecosystem itself, right? So that opens up a lot more breadth of partnerships to traditional full-service carriers who do business with low-cost carriers and non-air partners much more easily than they can in today's world. So that's some of the benefits of Sarasea. When we got together to talk about how we could, again, take baby steps on this journey, right? This isn't something you can go from 0 to 100, certainly at this point of the transition, just because we don't have the infrastructure yet to be able to do that. But what we did want was for our first use case to actually create value for both partners in the short term. So we didn't just want it to be a technical milestone or a tick box exercises. We wanted to really solve an actual real world challenge, and we wanted it to deliver value to both partners. So we wanted it to be bi-directional. So we were actually doing two Sarasea pilots, one with American as the retailer and one with British Airways as the retailer. So back to the problem, what is it we're trying to solve? So this is actually a screenshot from not long ago of BA.com. And this is an example itinerary of a customer flying from London to New York and back. where the outbound is operated by our partner American and the return is operated by British Airways. And immediately you can see the problems of today from the customer perspective, right? So this is in the setting flow, and we're very happy to offer you a seat on your return segment, which is BA operated. You can go ahead and click and choose your seat in the seat map. But on the outbound, which is operated by American, computer says no, right? Can't do it, sorry. You need to go ahead and book your flight, and then once you've done that, you need to come back to log on to ba.com, to click on a link to take you to americanairlines.com, to then purchase a seat and pay directly through American, right? So that is, it's not good. It's a really poor digital customer experience. We're leaving a lot of money on the table in the process, and that's the problem that we set out to solve. So, a few, I guess, objectives of the trial. So, to the extent that it's possible at this stage in the transition, we wanted to make sure that what we did was actually future-proof. So we wanted future-proof flows and interactions. We wanted to adhere to that principle of real-time shopping and real-time offer selection. Again, as per the principles, the supplier keeps control of what they are offering. They decide the settlement value and the currency at the time of the offer, not upfront. And the retailer can then determine the customer price, right? Now, again, full transparency. In this POC, the two are the same thing, but in the future they will be different or could be different. When the customer goes ahead and purchases, the purchase then confirmed via an order interaction between the retailer and the supplier, complemented by an offer reference. And we want notifications when things change, so invol and delivery events. And we need to do all this without breaking the system, right? So we need to ensure business continuity throughout. We need solutions for servicing and disruption and settlement. So just a little bit about the technology that we used. Again, without going too much into detail, there's a general principle that became evident, which is that the retailer is the one that needs the more advanced capabilities to do this kind of POC, right? So basically, they need some form of offer and order management capability, whereas the supplier can actually rely pretty much on its PSS as is, right? So different levels of technology are required for this kind of POC. And in these specific POCs, each airline obviously used their own PSSs for business continuity, but Amadeus Nevio was used as the offer and order system by the retailing airline in both POCs. And then again, the core Saracea philosophies were adhered to, so real-time interactions. And in terms of those interactions, we actually leveraged NDC messages for this POC, because those are the ones that had that could convey seat maps, which obviously we needed for this trial. So just a quick note on where we are now and a little bit of feedback from the implementation. So very pleased to say that the AA as a retailer POC is now in production as a proof of concept for a limited period in a specific market. So it is quite constrained, but it is in production. And the BA as a retailer POC will be in production in 2026. And then just a few takeaways from the implementation. And again, no surprises on the top bullet point, which is making native and legacy flows work together has its challenges. And we found a lot of sort of issues cropping up as we went through the implementation, which we had to find solutions for. Implementing Saracea in the absence of a full offer and order system implementation, which neither of us yet have, means that we have to do some things ad hoc. So some processes were ad hoc, including settlement. I don't think it's any secret to say that neither BA nor American currently have an order-based revenue accounting system, so we needed an ad hoc process for settlement. As I said before, the cell interactions are leveraging NDC APIs. We have had to adapt them a little bit, and they do have some limitations. An example being that we can only sell one service item within the offer and order item. So that's fine if you're selling a seat, but we couldn't, for example, sell a bundle with today's messaging. And then finally, again, as we all know, there is more work to do on various parts of the end-to-end process to have a fully native flow. So for example, the Saracea messages need the interline seat map. We need better messaging for notification cross partners. And obviously on the delivery side, there's more work to do so that we don't need to rely fully on the PSS for delivery. So I think that's all I was going to say in terms of the background, and I'm going to hand back to Mark, who will introduce a little video.
Perfect. Thanks, Ollie. So I think, as everyone can tell, a lot of work went into putting this together, both our teams, tech provider as well. And we currently do have a limited POC, well, let me rephrase. We do have a live POC in market in a single point of sale, and we now have a video to show everyone the flow of this POC.
In this video, we'll demonstrate how partner seat sales work under a standard retailer. Supplier interline agreement using a native order management system. Retrieve booking in manage reservation. Passenger journey from Dallas to Bucharest consists of two segments. One segment operated by American Airlines and another segment operated by partner British Airways for passenger James. Native order ID is present at the bottom of the page. Passenger clicks on select your seats. Passenger is presented with seat map for Dallas to London. Passenger selects chargeable seat 22B. Passenger clicks on getting seat map for partner British Airways flight from London to Bucharest. Passenger is presented with BA seat map using retailer supplier principles. Passenger selects chargeable seat 13C on London to Bucharest flight. A recap page is presented to the customer with the selected seats and the total amount to pay. Finally, payment is collected by retailer American Airlines for both the seat products, and a payment receipt is sent from retailer American Airlines. In just 2 minutes, we could see a partner seat sale done directly by the retailer using native order management system.
Okay, so that was obviously a very authentic non-AI voice commentary there, have you noticed? But look, as I said, this really is a journey to go on. This is the first step that we've tried to solve a real business problem, and we know there's still work to do. And we're going to be working on that in the coming years together. But I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of the future of interlining. Thank you very much.
Thank you.